Alright man, first of all I'm going to start by saying all praises to Yahweh Basham Yahushai, Basham Rakar Dash, double honors to the apostles at GreatMillStone. Yeah man, you know, like I said, double honors to the apostles, man. You know, pushing this word. I've been labouring, and salutes to all the brothers out there doing the same thing. You know, pretty much labouring in the work, and pushing out the vibration, man, of this truth. And you know, this is gonna be, excuse me, this is gonna be like a quick, this is gonna be a quick live stream. You know, I'm just impromptu, but pretty much, man, a few things that I wanted to talk about was to do with pushing this work, man. And like I want to go into, I mean, pretty much, bro, you know, anything outside of this work, you know, you pretty much ain't got nothing outside of this work. The only thing we got is word, and this knowledge. And you know, when you really start going into things, when you really start looking into certain things, you know, you find out that you start finding out that, you know, pretty much, you know, everything outside of this work is pretty much on the left hand side. It's wicked, it's off. You know, there's no spiritual righteous benefit to it, and that's what it is. And these are the things that get you on that level where you start to, you know, you start to say, you know what, bruv, F the world, man. Now, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I know, you know, we look at Yahushai, man. Yahushai, you know, he denied the world. Like the scripture says in John 17:9, love not the world. So if you ain't supposed to love the current place that you're in, then what do you love? We're thinking about the kingdom that's to come, wherein dwelleth righteousness. And I gotta say all this, man, because pretty much, bro, you got a lot of fucking fucked up things happening out on the planet today, and it's pretty much the only people that are standing up and defending against all this fucking shit is the Akam. They're the only ones doing it. You know, everybody else, bro, they're just getting worse. They're getting wicked. They're fucking weird. You know, they're off. They're degenerates. They're demons. They're swamp creatures. And this is bullshit, man. Let's see, let me check something here. That should be a bit better. And you know, the main thing that we're supposed to do is keep this fire burning. I mean, you know, if you're not doing the work, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be doing some worldly activity that amounts to nothing. Let's even go into your job. Okay, you got a job, you work. Now the scripture says about money. How can a man eat if you don't labor, basically? So obviously you got to work, and then you can, you know, you put the gas in. You give the tithes to the apostles and whatnot, and that's what you do, pretty much. But you know, when you check it out, bruv, like, you know, that's about the most you can do, bruv. Like, with that, if you're working in the world, you know, what really are you doing with that fucking money, man? What really are you doing with that time? Okay, you got kids, okay, you're raising them up, but they're gonna go to Esau schools or whatever. You know, really, we know the destruction's coming, so the main thing you want to be doing is labouring, so that, guess what, that your children, you know, that they don't get fucked up in this martial law that's to come. That's one of the main things. Okay, that's really what you're supposed to be thinking of. You know, if you do the work, then your you know, your children that's there, they can be delivered off your back, you know. But putting down the word and taking them out to Disneyland Paris, Disneyland fucking and all that, that ain't gonna get you beamed up, mate. You know, and like I said, you check out what's going on nowadays on the planet, bro. It's just fucking madness. You know, we're talking about transgenders. I mean, what on earth, bro? I mean, are you fucking see? You got people that are chopping off their rods because they want to fucking, you know, look like birds and stuff like that. You know, what kind of what? I mean, what? You know, what are you getting out of something like that? It's madness, and it's got so bad now. It's like everywhere you go, you seen it. I mean, I was up fucking Manchester like 2 weeks ago in that city, and I would expect you to see that sort of stuff in London. You know, down there for the most part. But when in the city, bro, in the city centre, that's got to be like the most transvestites I've ever seen in my life. You know, it was just ridiculous. It had to be like the most fucking trannies you would have ever seen in your life was in that place. And pretty much, you know, it was disturbing. You know, and these are the things that you have to deal with. You know, when you go into the scriptures, we're seeking a world where indwelleth righteousness, bro. Not this shit, not this fucking shit. You know, I gotta say it like that, man. Not this fucking bullshit, mate. You know, this shit is gonna fucking stop, man. Now, if you're not in the spirit of mourning, or you're not in the spirit of, well, what does it say, man? The scripture says, when John, I think it's in the book of Revelations, he read the scriptures, it was sweet as honey, but then in his belly it was bitter. So, if you're not looking at this place light as in that light, if you're not looking at it in that light, then what are you doing? Maybe you're wicked, and really more likely you are, bro. If you're not looking at the things that's going on around you, and you're not saying, you know what, there's something wrong with this shit, then 9 times out of 10, bro, you a demon, mate. And like I said, man, this shit is bullshit. Okay, you got these women's libs, feminism, and MGTOW, where men and women, you know, have got these anti movements against. I'm against that. They're against each other's gender. So that's bullshit. That's crazy, to the point where women are taking pride in, and men have been able to fuck men over, and men not getting no bucks, or just hoeing. And now you got out of that, you got these MGTOW movements where men don't even want to deal with these women. And then you get to the extremes of people talking about popping robots and all this madness. So, I mean, when you really check it out, bro, it's all part of eugenics. You know, if you look into what eugenics is, you will know. And, you know, that's against the scriptures, man. Depopulation, eugenics. Because in Genesis 1, the Lord said the man and woman were supposed to get together and procreate. So that's the real order. So you're in a place where the women don't want to deal with the men, and the men don't, and the men, as a result, are not dealing with the women. What kind of a place is that? It's madness. It's madness, bro. And if you're in your right mind saying that you ain't thinking every day you get up, man, there's something wrong with what's going on around me. There's you know, you ain't stressed. You know, you probably more likely ain't a man of the scriptures, man. Because the word says that the men kept not their peace day nor night. What does it mean to keep not their peace? You're pissed off about what's going on around you. You know, and a lot of you people, you're so blinded by the video games, the entertainment. You just had this World Cup on. You know, the one with France won. It's a big thing in Europe. Football. Now, in America, you got all the NFL, the basketball. You got floods worth of entertainment over in Babylon the Great. But you got a lot of you people that are so blinded by that sort of stuff, yeah, that it's to the point where it's to the point where, you know, you pretty much, you know, how can I pull it, man? You pretty much, you don't even want to get into the scriptures. You reject the scriptures and all of that. So if you ain't willing to denounce this world for the ones that come, man, then you're wicked. You know, Esau pushes the drugs and the, like, I remember when I was in America, right? And on the adverts, pretty much every advert I seen was about fucking prescription pills. Pretty much everything, whether it be a cough, a backache, a eye, anything, a wrist pain, anything, that was promoting all these pills on the adverts over there. And I seen that and I said to myself, you know what, bro? You know, this is truly Babylon the Great, and that spirit's all over the planet, where, you know, Esau's pushing GMOs and degradation and destruction. So here it is, these things like the GMOs, the pills, them things mess up your brain, man. You know, even things he puts chemtrails in the air to calcify your pineal gland, to make you got kids with autism. You know, people are not thinking straight. You know, people are overindulged in entertainment. You're not really supposed to be overindulged in entertainment, man. The scripture says, ye men I call. A real man is not going to be sitting there fucking getting entertained fucking 24 hours in a day. And that's what they do to keep you docile, and it keeps you not thinking about the actual things that are going on. For example, if you're an adult, you're a grown-ass man, right? And you hear the Israelites teaching the scriptures, you're supposed to sit there and think, you know what, this is serious matters, man. Not say to the men, F you, and then go back home and go in a computer game, or just the next day you're running your kids straight to the amusement park. That's foolish, you know. We're blowing the trumpet and we're telling these people about World War III. You watch the news, bro. You just had Trump over there with Putin, and there was a lot of things that was behind that. There's a lot of things behind that. You know, now they're saying that Trump is not sticky, he's flip-flopping all over the place. You know, that then there was an incident where he was in a room and they locked the lights off, and then they put the lights back on, and they were saying pretty much, he said it's the intelligence services. And we all know that regardless of all that, Trump is being controlled. So if you don't go with the status quo of pushing World War III from the Rothschilds, the people at the top, they'll smoke him out. But guess what? He's going to play ball. Okay? He's going to play ball. And when he went over there to Russia, that was a whole big sign of that. You know, both of them men were pretty much, you know, making their balls hang. You know, you see Putin, he's ready to make the balls hang. That's why he gave the football to Trump, and he said to Trump, what did he say to Trump? He said, the ball's in your court. He said the ball's in your court. So we're not just talking about a game. We're not talking about checkers, yeah, or nothing like that. We're talking about this is, when he said the ball's in your court, this is about fucking nuclear missiles flying all over the planet. You know? This is serious issues, bro. This is life or death. This is world proliferation and annihilation. But a lot of you people have taken this for a joke. Now, when we go into the scriptures, we know the missiles are going to fly. Isaiah 9:5, and the scripture says that this battle, every battle of the warriors with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this one shall be with fuel of fire. That fuel of fire is the nuclear missiles. So there is going to be a big depopulation on the planet, but it's going to be through what the scriptures talks about is the nuclear missiles, right? It's going to be through the nukes. Now you got these fucking individuals running around talking about there ain't no nukes. Well, you know what we say to people like that? You're off your head. You've lost the plot. You're bogged out. Any of you people out there that are running around saying that the nukes ain't in the Bible, you just don't listen to that dude. He's crazy. He's got spirits on him. He's a little girl. He's a clown, and that's it. Okay. That you can't listen to people like that. Because they're spirits, they're the wicked spirits. So like I was saying, man, the topic of this lesson is about pushing this word. The topic of this lesson is about pushing this word, man. And pretty much, you know, if you ain't doing that, then the Lord ain't going to sup with you. You know, you ain't going to have the hedge protecting you. And all of these things. You know, the scripture says what? The angels encampeth around them that be righteous. So there might be situations in your life where, you know, there was some people that wanted to kill you. You know, because a lot of these people, man, I'm telling you, you walk around, you go outside, man. People have got so much foul spirits on them, bro. That you look at someone, and really, a lot of these people they got so much demons on there. They want to kill you for no reason. That's how fucked up people are in the head. People are fucked up in the head. But guess what? The spirit, you don't even know the spirit protected you from a lot of situations where you could have left that place, and guess what? Someone got stabbed and you was there, but you didn't get stabbed. Because you know what? Because we're in the spirit, man, and we're not in the world. And for all these other people that are in the world, they've got a lot of judgments coming for them, man. The scripture says evil angels are sent among them. Okay? And the scripture also says 2 parts shall be cut off and die. So if they're already marked, that means they're marked to be put down. You know, we don't want to be part of this world when this big judgment comes, because that's the time, I guarantee you, mate, when everyone's going to be running around wishing that they was following righteousness. That's when they're going to wish, that's when they're going to want to wish that they was doing the right thing when the judgment comes. Because now they believe in Esau's childish system, his stupid system about having fun and sensual pleasures, yeah, entertainment, video games, okay, you know, and all this madness, okay. But guess what? In that day, that's when they're gonna, what's that, Psalms 110:3? It says, my people shall be willing in the day of thy power. And a lot of them dudes are gonna be some fucking dick riding cunts. They weren't doing nothing for this word, nothing for this truth, not suffering or nothing. They were committing adultery, they were stealing, they were just partying every day, and then, right, you know, just living wicked. And then when the judgment comes now, these same lads, yeah, are the same. A lot of these people are going to be the same one trying to run and get the glory that the elect are going to get. Well, you're not going to get it. The only thing you're going to get is fucked up. Okay? And that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to fucking be, man. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Right? When Yahushua was on the, when you read the Matthews, right? And you read about Yahushua, right? He was on the cross, getting ready to get crucified. You had wicked Israelites there cheering it on, mocking him, you know. And them people are back here today. They're here today, bruv. So don't be surprised. And even if you got family members that when this goes down, they're trying to tell the services where you're at. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you know people that you thought were people in the world that you thought were your friends are calling up the services. Yeah, I know where one of them at. Because that's why the scripture says, you love not the world, man. And you ain't supposed to have friends of the world. It says, can two walk together, at least they be agreed. We ain't even got no business. Fucking even conversating with individuals that don't even know the word, mate. Like people that don't even know this truth, bro. You haven't got no business even fucking talking to people like that. You know? And that's just what it is. Okay? Because when this goes down, what do you think's going to happen to them? Nothing but complete and utter judgments is going to happen to them. You know, and why would you want to be friends with people in the world, man? They're fucking, they don't believe in Yahushua. They might bow down to fucking Allah and all that. They got they commit adultery. Hell, a lot of them dudes, they'll pop your woman, man. Because Jakes ain't got no honor or nothing like that. You know, a lot of these Jakes nowadays are dressing like fucking women, just tight jeans and all that shit. A lot of them out here dressing like a bunch of fucking women. How the fuck is a grown-ass man who's gonna fucking be wearing fucking some tight leggings on and stuff like that? It doesn't make no sense. You know, it doesn't make no sense. It's ridiculous. And for the most part now, another thing I've noticed is like there's a lot of transvestites out there. And now back in the day, it was kind of more of a taboo thing where, you know, pretty much a lot of people, they wouldn't really agree with it. Or pretty much a lot of people would say, you know what, they wouldn't want it around them. But to be honest, a lot of that has changed, and a lot of them same individuals saying that they haven't really got a problem with it anymore. You know, a lot of them haven't really got a problem with it anymore. And you know, that's just an example of how things change. So, you know, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a lot of people that were saying we weren't really involved in that. We didn't have no part of that whatsoever. A lot of those same individuals nowadays, you got these jakes that when you see a tranny, you trying to curse that tranny out, they're gonna get mad at you. You got jakes that you tell them not to commit adultery, they're gonna get mad at you. Now I know this might seem like a bit of a rant, right? But to be honest, I just felt like going live. You know, because and you know, whoever this hits, whoever's watching this for whatever purpose, whatever reason, you know, hopefully through the Spirit, Lord willing, it's edifying. Because I just want to get videos out there, you know, because we want to get beamed up, man. We don't want to be in this fucking place, man. I'm getting fucking sick and tired of this shit, to be honest, bro. Okay, this shit is fucking annoying. This shit is ridiculous, man. You know what the scripture says? The scripture says that the Lord is angry with the wicked every day. Every day. That's what the scripture says. So for you to be in the mindset of, oh no, it ain't that bad. Are you fucking seeing what's going on the fucking planet, bro? Are you watching the news? You know? Are you seeing what's going on? And like I said, you know, the Lord's got a lot of, okay, I'm going through things. What is this? Let's go back to the scriptures. And I'm roughly paraphrasing them. The scripture says, a servant is not greater than his master. So pretty much whatever Yahuwah Shai went through, that's what we're gonna go through as well. You know, because you already, you know, all you gotta do is watch a movie like Passion of the Christ. You know, read the book of Matthews, and you will see what Yahuwah Shai went through. And the scripture says he was marred like no other man. So if that happened to Yahuwah Shai and we're supposed to be servants, what does that mean, bro? That means that in this same time that we're in, we're pretty much going through, you know, certain things that is a test. For example, mental test, physical. You might have an ailment. Poor lad, what a thorn in his side. You might have a physical ailment. You know, you might have a stammer. You might have problems in your eyes. Demons, man. One thing I noticed is that when you come in this truth and stuff like that, I mean, you know, you get these thoughts popping up in your head, and you know that it's demons, man. And you can sense them. Before, when you was in the world, you didn't really have the spiritual gauge to gauge what's going on. So a lot of them spirits would jump on you, do the act, like you just do anything like an impulsive animal. Now you got the righteous light and gauge. So a lot of these, when a lot of the times you get these thoughts, you know that's a demon, man. So the demon's telling you you're crazy. You know, sometimes demons might tell you to top yourself and shit like that, man. I know it all sounds spooky and all that, but for the brothers that are in the word, they already know what I'm talking about. And every brother's, the spirits come at them in a different way. You know, you got a lot of brothers out there that ain't got no women, so they got to hold that out. Look, you know, and the scripture says, if you of the world will love you. We ain't of the world. That's why we ain't getting that worldly praise and all them worldly accolades. You know, and pretty much when you're cursing this place out, bruv, them demons get angry, bruv, and people can see it on you, man. I know people that were saying that when they was in the world, they used to get all types of women on them and all types of shit. And they come in the truth, they grew beards. You know, they had a different countenance on them now. Now that ain't happening, but you know what? That's the Spirit of the Lord protecting you from these fucking wicked bitches, man. Okay, I've just got to put it like that. Because only the elect is going to be saved, and the women that are going to be saved are only going to be the ones of the elect. You know, you got people running up and down all day, chasing these tip drill holes. Well, a lot of these fucking holes you're chasing, mate, are going to be fucking put down, mate. Okay? You know what, man? This shit pisses you off sometimes, man. Shit pisses you the fuck off, man. Shalom, man. I see that. I'm kind of going on a bit. I'm kind of going on a bit. I mean, I didn't want it to turn into a rant, but I just thought that, through the spirit, man, let me just get some of these thoughts off my head, man. So shalom to all the brothers that are, checking it out. I'm probably gonna wrap it out in about 5, but I'm gonna say a few more things before I wrap it out, because you prefer when you got the you always prefer when you got the scriptures, but I ain't got the scriptures now. I just said I was out and about. Because another thing I gotta say is that, pretty much, you get to the point, man, when in the truth, you don't even want to fucking, you don't even want to be around too many people, man. You want to just do the work and go in your house. And why is that? Because things have got so out of hand and so demonic that you can sense the demons. You can see demons, man. You walk down the street, there's 2 men holding hands. Even today, I live in England, so it's the same shit, bro. One thing I noticed about this system, because I remember when it was in Belgium. If you go Spain, a lot of these places, one thing you notice, these places are under the rulership of the dragon, the Roman Empire. The beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. So, sorry, the beast with the 10 horns. So what you realise is that when you go to all these places, they got the same thing going on. You know how much McDonald's they got over in England. The capital, London, Birmingham, Manchester, all that. As soon as you're in the cities, the first thing you're seeing, the only thing that's open 24 hours is McDonald's. The corner stores, a lot of them be closing, especially when you're out in the more rural areas. But the McDonald's just seems to be open for 24 hours. That's why is because they're giving that GMO garbage, and who the hell knows what's in that. I remember that video came up with that Rabbi Finkelstein or whatever his name was, and he came out and said that there's they got they're chopping up people and putting them up in there. But that's because Esau wants you to go off, man. The scriptures calls Esau what? The accuser of our brethren. So he wants you. See, this is another thing. The elite rulers, Edomites, they know who you are. They want you to go off. They don't want you to believe in the Most High, because they want you to believe in Satan. They want you to act like that dude for my wife and kids. They want you to be crooning it. They don't want you to be like a superhero, so to speak. Like when you watch the Superman. Clark Kent is in Clark Kent mode, but really he knows he's Superman. They don't want you to think like that. They want you to just be the crooning my wife and kids, laughing and joking and taking everything for a joke. That's why even in a lot of these British sitcoms, man, when you watch them, just like the American ones, you got something called EastEnders. All the Jakes in there, dustbin men, clowns, okay? They're always fucking making jokes all day, clowning themselves out. And that's what he does. That's what he pushes for the image for you to be, man. But we know through the scriptures that we're a holy and royal priesthood unto the Lord. So we got to, like the scripture says, so we've got to kind of come in that spirit, man. That's why we grow the beards. That's why we try our best to keep the Sabbath days and the high holy days and whatnot. Because that's how you're going to get your hedge. Like I quoted earlier, the angels of the Lord encampeth around them that be righteous. But if you're not in that spirit, man, you're going to have all types of foul spirits dancing in your head, all up in your spine, okay? And you know what the word says? A man shall be known by his look. So people can look at you if you're in the word and say, you know what, there's something about this dude, man. You might have a serious countenance. Because one thing I noticed about a lot of individuals that are out in the world, bruv, you can look in their spirit, you can look at a dude and say, that dude's got spirits on him, man. Like when you see a 2/3. You look at that dude, man, you say, that guy's a wicked adulterer, man. You just look at the dude and you can fucking see it, bruv. Okay? So... alright, cut off there, it's back up. But anyway, one sec, give me a second. I'm gonna close it out anyway in a second, because maybe that was there. But anyway, pretty much, yeah, you know what I'm gonna pretty much do, you know, if what I'm pretty much gonna do is oh man, you see when you see what I'm saying about this shit. All right, yeah, all right. So yeah, you brothers are there, right? Let me see. Yeah, that should be all right, man. Anyway, I'm gonna pretty much say one or two last things, then I'll probably wrap it out, man. The sun's gonna go down in about 10 minutes. You know, I'm just out and about, man. You know, pretty much, man. You like to. Sometimes you gotta vent, man. You gotta go for these walks. You know, because there's a scripture in the Apocrypha. I think it's in the Apocrypha. It says, if I'm not mistaken, it says if it's in the Apocrypha, but it says, for thy pride, the city shall be troubled. So sometimes you just want to get out of these cities. You know, a lot of these big major cities are mentioned in the scriptures. Like, I'll give you an example. When you read the book of Revelations and you read about the 3 unclean frogs, that's talking about those 3 city-states. So the book of Revelations, the 3 unclean frogs, that's the 3 city-states. So you got Washington, D.C., which represents the military. You got the city of London, which represents the financial. And then you got the Vatican, which represents the spiritual side of this. And you know, if you know anything about frogs are like venomous creatures, man, and they're stubborn. You know, I mean, you can stomp on a frog, man, it ain't gonna go nowhere. They're so stubborn, you know. And the horrible is how when you see them giving birth, man, all the babies are coming out of their back. So the Lord's got all these different things here as like the Lord's into comparisons. So these cities that you love so dearly, Washington, D.C., London, Vatican and all that, you want to go to these places. These places in the scriptures are called by a negative connotation, but by negative things, should I say. So, you know, you can't love this scripture, this place, man. What is this? Isaiah 13, you know, it says, see, I ain't got this one out in ages, man. It says, cry loud and spare not. Okay? Lift the hand, shake the hand. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. You ain't supposed to want to stay here for the rest of you. Why would you want to do that? I mean, what the fuck? And you know what, man? This fucking place, man. Man, the scripture says hasten the day. Even in the book of Revelations, the scripture says what? I come quickly. That's what it says. It says I come quickly. So we know for a fact, yeah, that when the Lord comes back, it's not gonna be fucking flowers. You know, it's not gonna be flowers and fucking and dancing. It's gonna be fucking the sword. And it says that in the book of Matthew and in the book of Luke that the Lord's coming back with a sword. And even back then, he said 2,000 years ago that if this was his kingdom, his soldiers would fight. So think about that, man. I'm gonna close it out on that. Think about why, and I'm just pushing this out there for a lot of you fucking you docile motherfuckers. Really, you docile motherfuckers. You're just gonna get zapped. This ain't a joke. You docile motherfuckers. You're just gonna get fucking zapped. Okay, pretty much that's what's gonna happen to you lames. But I'm gonna end it on this. You know, just think about why the Lord's coming back with a sword, man. The scripture says wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Think about that. Think about that, man. Put that, you know, the next time you're smoking that pipe, put that in there. The smoke on that. Yeah? Stew on that. You know? Anyway, man, pretty much pretty much, man. Pretty much with that, I'm gonna wrap it out. You know, and yeah, man, you know, pretty much with that, you know, hopefully Lord willing it was edified. I know it might have come across as a bit of a rant because you know, I hadn't got the word on me, so I'm just kind of roughly paraphrasing, you know. But you know, I don't really like to make videos like that unless I got the word in front of me. I don't really like to talk too much and come out, so I always try and roughly paraphrase things, you know. But hopefully it was edifying, and you know, I'm gonna pretty much say, you know, shalom to all the brothers out there. Keep the word burning, because you know what, bro, this is all we got, man. This is all we got. What else have we fucking got, man? We got fucking shit. I'm getting fucking sick and tired of this shit, bro, to be honest. Man, you can't fucking, man. Anyway, with that, man, I'm gonna say shalom, man.